Go.
Hi there, this is Mike Pantolino from Rockwell Automation, and I'm here to tell you about FactoryTalk Analytics for Devices. FactoryTalk Analytics for Devices is part of our scalable analytics strategy here at Rockwell Automation, where we feel analytics break down into a couple different categories. The bottom one are at the device or machine layer, in which we really think that there's a way for us to get information out of the devices on the factory floor that generate a lot of the data for industry. We also feel at the system or plant level that there's different types of analytics programs that need to be run to help customers solve problems. And then finally, at the enterprise, we're not always guaranteed to be in the cloud, but often the case, where we feel like there's broader sets of problems that customers want help with when it comes to having their data work for them. And then again, protected and led in lots of cases by our connected services teams, which can do many of these things today and continue to provide support for these in the future. One of the important parts of our strategy, as you can see in that first red column, is really that we want to be able to provide analytic solutions that help customers make decisions where the decision makes the most sense. And that we don't want to have to send all the data straight from sensors and devices all the way to the cloud if what you're trying to do is make a timely decision, in which case that could happen there locally, either what we would call in cabinet or near cabinet, right there on the factory floor. And so this is a big part of our strategy, is trying to help customers make a timely decision with their analytics solutions, and allow them to make it at the right level of technology for both that right speed and the type of problem they're trying to solve. This analytics for devices is really about going out and finding the devices that are out there. And so across Ethernet, we will find the intelligent devices that are out there. We will start to store the data that's necessary for analysis, and then actually do the analysis to perform the math and the analytical functions necessary to say this device is healthy or not, and then allow customers and guide them on what actions they should take on actually fixing any issues that come up. And so we believe that to try to do this through your own programming, for a customer to do this through their own programming, that it would take hours, if not multiple weeks, to go ahead and find out all the different things that are out there, typing in IP addresses manually, figuring out where to store the information, figuring out what analysis dashboarding that they want to do, and then ultimately help the customer figure out what they should do to fix the issues. We think that this would take a very long time, and we're capable of doing that in just a matter of minutes. So FactoryTalk Analytics for Devices is, in fact, in that middle row there, this analytics appliance. And so we are delivering this all self-contained in this one appliance. It'll go out and find the devices and then present the screens that you see on the top. And so whether it's a mobile device or whether it's a PC or tablet that needs to access it through a browser, we have all those capabilities. And so I'll walk through a couple things about what we do specifically. So first, it goes out and finds the devices that are out there. So across Ethernet IP, which is standard unmodified Ethernet, and a protocol for industry that Rockwell Automation and its partners support, we are able to go out and find all these devices. You do not need to type in individual internet or IP addresses to figure this out. So we go out there, we use this protocol to find all these devices that are out there. The other thing that we do is we automatically start to develop these dashboards. So there's lots of dashboarding products that are out there. The difference is that the customer never needed to make this dashboard. It is provided out of the box. And so the list that you see on the left is automatically created, and so is the analysis and the individual dashboards on the right. You can see that the individual device is identified by its IP address and by serial number and revision. The diagnostic assessment, the actual analysis has happened to say that the device is healthy or not. and then supporting data that a customer can scroll through and see why we have derived at our assessment. The other thing is that we've developed something very specific so that a customer doesn't have to hunt and peck through dashboards to try to find out where they should do something. We've created what are called action cards, and action cards are formulated into this action deck, and a customer can scroll through and be able to determine what's important to them. We also start to capture what's important to them with a voting mechanism, so the customer can vote up a certain problem on a certain device or vote down a certain device, and if there's enough down votes, we stop sending action cards to that specific user. You can see both the desktop and mobile representations of the action deck is there. Again, when we're trying to draw attention to a customer that they need to do something to help work on their device. The other thing here is you see, again, a little bit of the voting mechanism and the fact that we are going to learn what's important to our customers. A little zoom in on the mobile experience where they can sort and filter and do things along those lines. The other thing is that using the Microsoft bot framework, we actually have instituted a bot, what we call Shelby, inside of our appliance. And so you're seeing a mobile experience here, but it's also available on the desktop. It's always available for customers that they can just type a question in, and then the analytics appliance will respond to them through the bot called Shelby. And so we can ask tons of questions about what's the status of my operation, and it gives you an overview, what devices are faulted, how many devices are faulted, by name, which devices are faulted. All of those responses come back. We're also going to use this framework to help drive help questions. So if a customer has a question about the product itself, they could also type this in. We think it's great user interaction for a customer who's on the go that just needs a quick status. Very much how customers use text messages today to interact with their coworkers. This will be available also and integrated into our Team One mobile app for this summer, and so we're looking forward to that level of integration also. The other thing is that we have a system feed, which gives us a high-level overview of what's going on in the system. So we're starting to learn as we go about figuring out what's wrong with these devices and how many devices are out there and how they're related. We're starting to learn these relationships, both things like network topologies, but also causality issues, those types of things, or causality relationships. Those are starting to be discovered by this device, and so we're going to continue to provide capabilities in that area, and you can see that we've just started down this path with some of our things that we can find out about how things are behaving on the network. This is also an area that we expect our customers to be able, and our system integrators, frankly, to be able to customize because this will be an open area where customers can script using Python their own analysis. So that'll be in an upcoming release. So thank you so much for learning about FactoryTalk Analytics for Devices. Again, that device that you see, that hardened computer, is going to be available. Everything comes on that computer that you need. You don't need to add any software or programming to any of your devices. No servers need to be connected. Everything you need is just in that appliance. It'll find out your devices and present your user interfaces so customers can interact with it. So thanks a lot and appreciate the time.